Welcome everybody to the Cast from the Coast live roundtable from March 9th, 2020. My name is Adam Miles and I'm joined as always by Tim Johnson, Josh Lambert. How you guys doing?
Sensational.
Sensational. That's a lot of effort you put into that, Tim.
That's even more effort 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
We're going around in circles here apparently. Yes, Adam fucked up and I guess bandwidth of all this.
I'm
awesome.
totally getting t-shirts made.
Adam fucked up again.
Adam fucked up again.
I like the emphasis on again. Fine.
Again.
Whatever. Fuck y'all. All right. So yes, roundtable March 9th. So yes, we just tried to go live on Facebook and it messed up the YouTube live stream. So you know what? We'd prefer to just keep it to the YouTube for now because at that point it's stored and it can be, checked out on our playlist going forward. So we had to cut that stopped and we just kind of decided to go and start this one again. So we got a fresh take on this. So gentlemen, we got topics for the night. Are you ready to do this?
We have topics. We do.
All right. So first topic, going to jump right in here. Hear me out. First topic. Leaks from the set of Space Jam 2 show Jim Carrey as Stanley Ipkiss, the Mask.
But Adam, Space Jam 2 isn't a horror movie.
I'm glad you brought that up, Josh. However, Space Jam 2 is being produced by the Warner Brothers Corporation, and other pictures have been released showing the Joker.
But Adam, the Joker isn't a horror villain.
He's not, but in the picture, he's standing beside Pennywise, the dancing clown.
Oh, that is a horror villain.
That is a horror villain, yes.
I like how you wrap that all together there, Adam.
Thank you.
I love the fucking deadpan, but Adam.
But Adam, that's right. So, start this topic just for a second here. The Mask. Have you guys ever read the original comic book?
Yes.
It's pretty fucking dark and morbid.
Yeah,
so
it
it is interesting because everybody thinks about the Mask as Jim Carrey's fun, happy-go-lucky version in the movie, which was a good time when it came out, but the comic book was fucking bloody and disgusting and
It was almost I feel if they were to make a live-action version now of The Mask, it'd be closer to like very much in vein of The Boys or Kick-Ass, that kind of over-the-top violence. But I mean, back in 93, 94, when they made the original Mask, they couldn't really.
Yeah. They just wanted to appeal to the masses as it was, so they got Jim Carrey.
So I'm looking at these pictures right now.
Yep.
Are they like what? Where did they come from? What's the backstory with these set photos?
So apparently these are leaked set photos showing when they were doing some green screen work to put these characters into a crowd scene when the characters appear. So I don't know everything about it. They haven't really released a lot of details. All they said was, here's the Mask, Stanley Ipkiss appearing in the Space Jam movie. And then somebody else posted another picture that showed that and the Joker sitting beside Pennywise.
But don't you find it weird that Pennywise looks like he's got black hair in the photo?
I think it's just a low quality picture.
Yeah, that's true. And is the Joker supposed to be Jack Nicholson's Joker?
It looks like it's a bastardized version of like Jack Nicholson's Joker meets like say, the old, Adam West Joker, or
but it also well, with the slicked back hair, I'm reminded more of fucking Leto, but it just looks like the Joker. You know what I mean? Like every Joker.
Are you calling this fake?
Nope.
No, they came from a reliable source. But so this is interesting because Warner Brothers obviously owns all these properties. And the only other thing that came out is that, as we know with Space Jam, the original series, it's kind of like the villains versus the good guys in a basketball tournament. It looks like Warner Brothers, where they've expanded their villains offering over the last few years, has decided to go all out and just basically grab as many villains from their movie sets as possible.
I wonder who else we'll see then.
Well, some of the rumors that I was reading just before we got on the show are we might see like some Mortal Kombat characters because it was WB Games that produced the last couple.
Yeah.
right? So we might see like some Mortal Kombat characters, we might see some more horror characters, anything like that. So it's interesting, even though it's going to be a kids movie, you're going to get glimpses of friggin' horror characters in the audiences. That's kind of
Wasn't
cool.
wasn't Kobe Bryant slated to be the Michael Jordan of this movie?
He is,
No,
yes.
it's
Or-
LeBron James.
Yeah, LeBron
Oh,
James,
okay.
sorry, yeah.
I
Yeah.
just assumed it was canceled because I thought it was Kobe Bryant that was going to be the
No,
Michael
it was
Jordan of this.
it was always LeBron.
Okay.
But honestly, I like if Michael Jordan isn't in this, I'm gonna be pissed. At least as a cameo. Well, I'm a huge Jordan fan anyway, and I'm not the biggest LeBron James, but Space Jam, like the first Space Jam movie, it blew my little mind. Even though I was like fucking 20, but still, blew my little mind.
Yeah, it was
Space
classic.
Jam, your jam.
It was my jam. I loved it.
It was classic. It was classic. So this is something to keep an eye on anyway. So maybe we'll get an actual glimpse of the characters like in full regale. But you're right. The Joker looks like generic Joker. Like it could be a mixture of anything, or it could be an
Well, I
entirely
mean,
different take.
looking at the picture, I'm absolutely picking up Jack Nicholson vibes. Like absolutely Jack Nicholson. But
The
like I
suit
said,
looks great.
it just looks do you know what I mean? Like it's like just the character of the Joker, not specific any one like version of him. Like it just looks like the Joker. And I wonder, I mean, chances are I don't think it's Skarsgård being Pennywise,
Probably not.
which would be amazing if it was. Is that legit Jim Carrey though as the Mask?
So apparently he did don the makeup and is voicing the character, but apparently this picture was potentially one of his stand-ins for one of the scenes, because he's in it enough that there was potentially two people playing the role, because he didn't.
You
have
reckon
enough time
he's
to
going
do
to
it
say
all, so
smoking?
Oh, absolutely.
most likely. Look at the damn teeth. It looks like he's saying it in the pictures.
It's true.
I can hear it.
Smoking.
Smoking. All right. So
Did you ever
that's
see the video of that cosplayer that does the mask, that does like the full dance routine?
Yeah, I did.
Fuck, he's good. I think he's out of Montreal. His name's Simon, I think.
that's all right. I haven't
Anyways,
seen that yet. I'll
continue.
have to look that up later. All right, guys, we're going to move on to topic number 2 for the night. Topic number 2. HBO and the creators of the Chernobyl series are reteaming for The Last of Us.
Oh my God. Do you know how excited I am for this?
Yeah, I can
I
imagine.
am so excited that I started playing the game last night.
No way.
Yes, I love The Last of Us. I thought it was a very unique kind of retelling of the whole zombie apocalypse, but they're not zombies. They're a different type of infected, but very much in vein of, a zombie apocalypse. I am fucking pumped. I am pumped. Especially since the co-writer, is also doing this with them. Like it's a partnership. So
That's good.
yeah.
It's always good to have the source material writer on set.
One thing that I was kind of muh about was I was like, they're just going to retell the game. That's going to be season 1. Is they're just going to redo the game. And at first I was kind of bummed out about that because I played the game. I don't want to watch the show. But if they cast the right people to be Ellie and Joel, the protagonists of the game, I'm totally on board, and it would be cool just to see it live action. But I don't know. I was kind of hoping that they would do, almost like The Last of Us 3, where you got the two games, but then you got this like I didn't want a retelling of the first game. So
Wasn't the character model for the girl made after Ellen Page?
Originally, she looked like Ellen Page, and
Yeah.
I mean, it also doesn't help that her name is in the game Ellie. But they said that was just the first iteration of her, and the actual character model wasn't finalized yet. And I mean, I believe that only halfway. I think that she was absolutely based on Ellen Page, but Ashley Johnson's the one that voices her, and she looks nothing like Ellen Page. And they kind of made it. I don't know. I also found that the original version of Ellie looked too old for 14. Whereas the new one, she looks, the right age. I don't know. I'm hopeful. I hope it doesn't suck, but I don't think it's gonna suck. I think it's gonna be good.
Remember when you said that about The Walking Dead?
The Walking Dead did start off good though.
Yeah.
The Walking Dead did start off good. And why are you bringing it up? You're just trying to make me mad again.
Yes.
Josh.
Yes, I
Because
am.
season 1 and part of season 2 was fantastic, and then fucking what's his face? I forget his name again.
Frank Darabont.
Frank Darabont got fucking fired, or he quit, and then that was when in season 2 they were stuck on the fucking farm. Yeah, do you remember that? How everybody was going on? They're on this goddamn farm too long. Yeah, it's because Frank Darabont fucking. He was gone. He wasn't on the farm anymore.
It was all pre-written, man. It was all pre-written at that point.
Yeah, but they changed everything that he was going to do with season 2.
Oh, well.
It still followed the comics pretty damn close.
There's a fella that comes into my store that looks just like Herschel, and he only has one leg. And I want to tell him so bad.
Just do it.
I feel like that's insensitive.
No, just do it. Say fuck it. Fuck it.
What's up,
Because
Herschel?
what are the odds that 1, you're an amputee, and 2, you look just like that character?
And 3, what if his name's Herschel?
And what if that's what gave him the fucking oomph to like embrace his disability? Was that show, and he based his whole look off of Herschel.
He could cosplay the shit out of that.
That's what I think every time I see him. I was like, fuck you, be an A1 Herschel cosplayer.
Yeah.
Well, here we are.
Here we
But
are.
here we are. Okay. So yeah, so this is going to be really good anyway. I'm not so opposed to retelling of the first game, and I mean the second game isn't even out yet. So by the time that they actually, get things finalized, start filming it, and get it released, obviously the second game will be in the bag for like almost everybody who's been waiting to play it. So.
Well, it comes out in May, so.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Every day I'm reminded by my son, whose favorite game is The Last of Us. Dad, it's coming out in May. He goes to the EB Games website like every day, hoping that the date changes closer for somehow.
I think it's hilarious that your family has embraced PlayStation finally.
I was always a PlayStation guy. Originally.
You're full of shit. Full of shit.
Deadly serious.
We were always talking about fucking Xbox, and I was like, no.
Because that's what I had.
Because
that's what I had. I had this conversation with my son the other day, and he goes, Dad, why did we get an Xbox? I said, because you wanted Halo. You were addicted to Halo. Oh. I said, yeah.
Oh.
There you go. So I did it for my son. And now that he's like, yeah, Halo can suck donkey balls, I'm like, okay, fine, PlayStation. Done. If we got a plan for the next gen console, PS5, there we go.
But how are you going to watch your HD DVDs?
Oh my god. No, I don't have any HD DVDs in the Xbox 3. I even sold the old Xbox 360 that we had lying around.
I wish you would have offered me, because I would have bought it off you.
Do you need an Xbox 360?
I have so many Xbox 360 games, because I got rid of my 360 a while ago.
I have like 3, Tim.
Then hook me up, buddy.
You can have one.
We'll talk right after the show.
They're worth like $20.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I need to get a 360 because I got all these old Star Wars games. Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
All right. Moving on. Next topic of conversation, gentlemen. Next topic. Emily Hampshire from Schitt's Creek. Good show, by the way. And Adrian Brody are set to star in Chapelwaite, a TV series adapting Stephen King's Jerusalem's Lot, which is a prequel to Salem's Lot. And filming begins in Nova Scotia this spring.
Man, we're getting a lot of good horror
Bullshit.
filmed in Nova Scotia.
Bullshit!
Crazy.
Nope. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. And actually, to top that to top that off, when you're talking about Nova Scotia horror for a second, I just got
Hey, that's
notified
where we
probably
live.
that is where we live. I just got notified about an hour before this that they finished all the reshoots for Clive Barker's Book of Blood. They did the rest of the reshoots on the Fox Studio lot down in Los Angeles. So interesting.
Cool.
So yes, so Jerusalem's Lot, the prequel to Salem's Lot, which admittedly I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch Salem's Lot because I only ever really watched it like once when I was really young.
Same.
And it was not something that I'd like, hey, I'm gonna watch this every year type of thing. Like I watched it once and that was it. But in anticipation of the
That's
series,
one of our upcoming reviews.
it's gonna be one of our upcoming reviews. Salem's Lot, the original version.
The original.
The original, not the Rob Lowe starring remake for TV. Which, okay, whatever. Yeah, so
I feel like you were going to go on a bit of a rant there for a minute. Maybe rated S for shit.
No, I've never seen it. Like, I've only ever seen Salem's Lot once, and I've never seen the remake. I just remember people saying, it's not that good. So, okay, I'll leave it be. Yeah, so Chapel Wait. So this is going to be interesting anyway, because the interesting thing is that it was supposed to be originally entitled Jerusalem's Lot, but they changed the title, midway through pre-production. So why? I guess we'll wait and see. I guess that's the town's name where it's going to be taking place. So we'll see how that goes. So that's an interesting piece of local news, really, is what that one is. Next topic, gentlemen.
Are we going to talk about the bummer one yet?
The what?
The bummer of the news that we have.
That's coming up. That's
Okay.
coming up, yes.
All right.
But on good news, Stephen Kostanski,
On
Canadian
good news.
filmmaker, director behind The Void, which was one of the best movies of that year, and part of the Astron 6 crew, has unleashed the gore and monster-filled trailer for his latest flick, Psycho Gorman.
I watched
Which
this
you guys
trailer.
heard. Yeah, you just watched this trailer because you guys were like, what the hell's Psycho Gorman? I'm like, watch the fucking trailer.
Yeah.
And Josh?
It's like, you described it as Lilo and Stitch with alien demons, and that's pretty representative of what I watched.
Yep.
They look like Cenobites, but I guess they're like aliens, and there's bounty hunter aliens fighting them, trying to hunt them.
Mm-hmm.
And they befriend like a family, a la Elf/E.T.
Yep. And basically the kids control him. He's like some sort of like a demonic warlord alien creature who basically just kills for pleasure and for gain. And,
The gore effects on it look like it's going to be phenomenal. Like it's going to be just an eye candy movie. I don't know about the plot or anything, but
dude, Kostanski goes balls out with every single one of his movies. Did you ever watch The Void, Josh?
no.
That's got to be on your list of shit to watch. I'm telling you right now, man. That is like a Lovecraftian horror movie in all of its greatness. Like if Hellraiser and H.P. Lovecraft had a fucking baby, that'd be The Void.
Okay, so I just watched the trailer for it.
Yeah.
Okay, Tim.
It looks great. It looks like an 80s movie that was made now. Right?
Yeah.
Like even some of the cinematography looks like a fucking cheesy 80s movie. But I'm not reminded of Cenobites when I see
Really?
the demon guy. Josh, did you ever read like the old Star Wars Legends books
Some of
at
them.
all? Do you remember the Veruzan Vong? It was this race of fucking like
Red-faced.
well,
Sith guys?
they came out of like the I'm gonna get geeky here, guys. I'm sorry.
Go for it.
They came out of the unknown regions of the galaxy or whatever, and they were the biggest threat to Luke and the rebels and stuff because the Force didn't affect them. Like they were almost like negative pockets within the Force. So like no Force powers would work on them and all this kind of stuff. But they're very bio armor kind of look to them. I'll send a picture to you guys right now of the Veruzan Bong. But they were pretty. They looked like that. That's what they reminded me of.
Nice.
But
So
the movie looks great. Where the guy's playing the drums and the girls fucking it looks great.
the characters, they've been releasing information about the different characters, monsters that you're going to see in this movie, and there's one of them that I seen a picture of, like a behind the scenes type set picture, and the monster is literally, it kind of reminds me also of like Power Rangers in a certain way. The monster is like a bucket. It looks like a half barrel, and it's got like fucking body parts sticking out of it. And somebody like pushes a button on its back, and the body parts start to go down, and his mouth like starts spitting fucking blood and gore, like it's like fucking, like like a blender or some shit, right? It's like
Wood chipper.
the shit, yeah, like a wood chipper. The shit that comes out of this guy's brain is just absolutely phenomenal.
Looks good.
Absolutely.
Here, I'll send that picture right now to
Nice.
our link, our chat or whatever.
I have a picture in my mind, and I want to see if it's the same.
It might be.
So the big thing while you guys are doing this, so the big thing is, once again, people, we are big on Canadian horror. We're big on Canadian filmmakers and everything else. So Steve Kostanski, check out the rest of his stuff and the stuff from Astron 6. They've done some really good movies like Father's Day, Manborg, The Editor. There's a whole bunch of shit that they've done that's just amazing. And once again, Kostanski and Jeremy Gillespie did a movie just a couple years ago called The Void, which was one of my top movies from the last few years. So, support the Canadian horror scene for sure, and check that out. And,
Yeah, that's not
Tim
at all
sent
what
the
I was
picture.
picturing.
No,
That's pretty cool, actually, Tim. Yeah.
that's that's immediately what came to my mind when I saw that guy.
Cool.
Nice. All right. Next topic then, gentlemen. Alien versus Predator. Apparently.
Boo!
What the hell?
Boo!
So apparently, before the Disney merger, Fox had actually completed an entire anime series based on Alien versus Predator. And after the merger, Disney's sitting on it. Doesn't know if they want to release it or not. It was apparently scheduled to go to Netflix.
Disney has a lot of animated stuff in their banks.
Mm-hmm. And not necessarily vaulted is the idea here, though. So apparently during the merger, there was so one of the stories that came out was that during the mergers where, I don't even know if I want to call them mergers, the fucking hostile takeovers of Disney taking over all these companies. There
Acquisition.
was
It
the
was a
acquisitions. Legal
Yeah,
acquisitions.
they paid money.
They paid
Yeah.
It's
money.
not like they stole it.
Okay,
Right.
fine.
Stop
Apparently,
talking ill over our Disney overlords.
all hail. Yes, all hail.
Don't they own YouTube? If not, soon enough.
Exactly. So apparently, companies like Fox and a bunch of the other ones that were purchased had a shitload of projects that were on the go. And whatever Disney didn't think would bank right away or wasn't going directly to theaters was shelved.
Yeah.
So there have been for the last year projects coming out that have basically been like, this was shelved when the merger happened. We don't know what to do with it. One of the biggest examples right now is New Mutants. So Tim hates it, I know, but it's coming out finally. It's one of those things.
I watched the last trailer, and it doesn't look bad.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where this was something that they didn't know what to do with it. It was shelved. People thought it would never see the light of day, and now all of a sudden it's coming out. So the fact that stuff like this is starting to leak like New Mutants did, we might see it. But
Well, think of it this way from a business standpoint, is that Disney acquired all these already done movies. They have to spend a minimal amount of money to put it out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like obviously they spent like a shit ton of money to get Fox, but like all these projects, they're already bought and paid for. You know what I mean? Like just put it out. You know what I mean?
The issue is allocating the time to do it, taking teams and putting them on, because that's their biggest cost at this point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they have probably 100 different teams that are in charge of launching new programs and series, and half of them are working on this, and some are working on that. And there's probably a couple that are digging through all the fucking dog turds they've shelved and picking out the shiniest dog turd and
75% of them are working
Disney
on
Plus.
MCU.
Yeah.
Which is like the big cash cow right now.
Yeah. That
So.
and Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to see that animated fucking bounty hunter show that was shelved. That they have like 10 episodes completely done, and it's just sitting in a fucking Disney storehouse somewhere on a file database.
Animated Bounty Hunter one? I don't think I heard about that one.
Oh,
I heard about the other. I think it was an not an animated one. There was one that George Lucas was working on that there was a bunch of shit done.
Underworld.
Underworld. Yeah. That would have been good.
Basically, what Underworld is now the Mandalorian.
Okay.
Because a lot of the tech ideas that they were doing and stuff like that, they've incorporated those same techniques, just better versions of it with the Mandalorian. So.
Okay. Well, there you go. Moving on to the next topic, I guess. Zack Snyder is getting close to releasing Army of the Dead on Netflix, toting extreme violence, amazing shots not yet seen in other horror movies, as they claim. That's a pretty bold fucking claim. And MMA fighters brawling with the undead. And Dave Bautista himself, the Invisible Man, Drax, is in this movie, front and center. So, Zack Snyder, first off, let's talk about
I love that scene. I just want to throw that out. I love that scene.
It was good. It was very good. Sitting there eating the fucking potato chips. I seen a movie poster yesterday that was the Invisible Man, so it showed Elizabeth Moss, and he's behind her eating the chips. I fucking busted gut. I thought it was great.
It's funny.
So, Zack Snyder, infamous for Dawn of the Dead, the remake, which was fucking excellent.
Yep.
As well as the technically amazing at the times 300, Watchmen, and Sucker Punch. As much as the movie itself kind of sucked,
you know what?
Fucking the movie itself was amazing.
Visually, the Sucker Punch was eye candy. It's just the story was weird. Yeah, I'm happy he's going back to horror. Mm-hmm. As a comic book fan, I appreciate what he's done for, making 300 part of the pop culture and the Watchmen, and he's a bit of a little bit controversial because it's usually his version of things. I'm excited, and apparently there's also a rumor. This is a big rumor that. Warner Brothers is apparently fucking shelling out $10 million for him to re-edit and finish his version of the Justice League, and it's supposed to come out on the HBO streaming service. It would be like an exclusive to that. Because I'm just gonna say, Justice League, the theatrical version sucked so bad. Yeah. And say what you will of Batman v Superman, or Man of Steel, but he had like a vision for all of these, and I think if his version of the Justice League comes out, you watch Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and then Justice League, you would have his complete vision, like his complete trilogy. I'm excited, but I mean, with this zombie show, as soon as I heard it, I was like, fucking. Dawn of the Dead, his version of Dawn of the Dead is fucking great. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of people were like shitting on him because, he took the name and the idea of them all from the Romero classic, and that was it. And I'm happy he did that because he made his own version of it. It's not shitting on Romero's version. I love Romero's version, but I don't know. He just, some of the scenes.
It was modernized.
Yeah, and but it was modernized to a point where it was his movie. It wasn't George Romero's Dawn of the Dead. It's Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. Yeah. And I don't know, just the gore and the violence were great. There was a lot of tragedy and fucking real shitty parts, that these characters went through. But it was funny too. There was funny parts in it, right? So, yeah. If this show, it's a show, right? Not a movie.
No, I think it's a movie.
Well, if this movie is half of what Dawn of the Dead was, his version of Dawn of the Dead, I'm going to be pretty happy.
Well, he did say in one of his earliest interviews that this is going to be his homage to Romero. This is going to be his love letter to Romero. So I don't know what that means, whether it's going to be slow zombies, fast zombies, traditional Snyder versus traditional Romero, but it's going to have heart by the sounds of it. Something that's going to be, what horror fans should look forward to or appreciate at least when they see it.
Mm.
So it's going to be his homage, his love letter to Romero. So we'll see how that goes.
Adding on to that, there's an interesting thing that I read about zombies that kind of makes all these different versions of zombies make sense.
Okay.
Whereas you have the fast-moving zombies can only move fast when they're freshly dead.
Yeah.
Because their bodies are still filled with blood and it's feeding the muscles and they're able to move. But as they get older, like their prolonged state of being fucking living dead, the slower that they move. Right? Because, rigor mortis and all that kind of shit. Yeah. So I kind of like that idea that, like, it makes all these movies make sense, even though, you look back at the original Night of the Living Dead, like, these fresh zombies were still moving slow, right? But
yeah.
Well, you're slow when you wake up in the morning too.
I think what was really the first movie that utilized like the fast zombies? Wasn't it?
It was like 28 Days Later.
I think it was 28 Days Later. But to the defense of that, 28 Days Later, they weren't zombies.
They were infected.
No, they're
humans.
rage infected, but they're zombies. It's a zombie movie.
Yes, but they're not zombies.
Well, actually, no. We got to go back a little bit further. Technically, the first fast zombies were Dan O'Bannon's Return to the Living Dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was his, love letter to the zombie genre, which was also a mocking tale of, but it was one of the greatest.
I love that movie.
Fucking one of the greatest zombie movies ever. Yeah, it was great.
I'm telling you, if there was an island and I could only take 3 movies, that is one of them. Believe it or not.
I would agree with that, actually.
3 different copies of The Evil Dead with 3 different commentaries by Bruce Campbell?
No.
Yeah. That's Josh. That's
Yeah,
just purely Josh.
Yeah, that's all Josh.
Okay.
Josh.
Moving on!
Josh is like, fuck you guys. Next topic of conversation. All right, gentlemen. The next topic of conversation is unfortunately a downer.
I'm so bummed out.
Max von Sydow.
An hour ago.
Yep. Max von Sydow has passed away at 90 years old. So here is a man who has run the gamut of some of the most intriguing movies ever made, as well as some of the most iconic movies ever made. And
over 120 acting credits. The guy got around.
I'll always remember him as fucking Lor Santeca from Force Awakens. I'm just kidding. The 2 minutes he was in the movie at the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah. Best known for that role.
Yeah. Fuck his elaborate career. Jeez,
Right?
man.
Lor Santeca.
Right. Yeah. So, Exorcist.
Allied to the Jedi.
Yeah. Exorcist, probably one of his most iconic roles ever. One of my favorite roles of his was The Seventh Seal. That was like the first real art house type movie that I ever really enjoyed. And there's not too many that I do. But that movie's iconic. Just the visuals and the imagery in it, man playing death, chess. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. Back from the Crusades. No, unfortunately, Max von Sydow. And let's not forget. He played the devil in Needful Things.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was fucking amazingly done. Obviously, you think of him, Father Merrin. You know what I mean? But what I did not know, this is kind of a preemptive. This is it. You know what? This is the live version of Trivia Time with Tim. I just found this out.
Okay.
He voiced Vigo, the big fucking main bad guy of Ghostbusters 2. The guy from the painting.
He voiced him.
Yeah?
He voiced him. And then he came back
Huh.
and fucking Oh no, his voice was dubbed over. Yeah, he was the voice.
But they had a different actor play the actor.
Yeah,
That's weird.
That's weird.
his voice was dubbed over the other guy.
Was he Australian or something?
No,
Was
I
it like
think
a David
well
Prowse situation?
well it's in Wilhelm von Homburg was the actor that played Vigo. So they got Max von Sydow. I think I'm going to be Tim Von Johnson.
You think?
Tim Von Johnson.
Sounds like a porn name.
Oh my god.
So think about this for a second. His
Think
first
about it.
his first
Tim Von Johnson.
his first acting credit was
Yeah.
in a movie in 1949.
Jesus.
Oh.
That's
The talkie.
incredible. And once again, The Seventh Seal, where he played Antonius Block, was 1957. It's just crazy shit, man. The guy had an amazing career. He will be greatly missed. It is a bummer. Like, even a lot of people that I know are not massive movie fanatics were absolutely torn by this today because the guy has been iconic.
He's been in everything.
He's been in everything.
Well, and the thing is what's so weird is that 90 years old, he was still acting.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
didn't stop. Like, and I also found that he aged really well.
Yeah, slightly.
Because you look at him in his most iconic roles.
I think once you
Mary.
hit 70, you don't age anymore. Like, you look the same. You really do. Unless
Well,
you get like
yeah,
some sort
but
of
he wasn't-
deteriorating disease or something. Like,
But he wasn't 70 in fucking The Exorcist.
no.
No.
He was like, what, late 50s or
50s,
maybe
probably,
60?
yeah.
And he looked exactly the same
Yeah.
all the way up to his most iconic role in Star Wars The Force Awakens. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Three-Eyed
but-
Raven too. You can't forget. He
Yeah,
had Game of Thrones.
did
He
he
had
not
Star
look
Wars,
exactly the
like,
same in all
yeah.
those? You know what I mean?
True.
So he aged really well.
And let's not forget as well, he played the king in Conan the Barbarian, King Osric.
He did. And
Yes.
wasn't he in one of the Harry Potters?
I would think.
My God, I wouldn't doubt it if he was.
Hmm.
He's been in an awful lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, I'm
So,
bummed.
and more recently as well, he played the Three-Eyed Raven in Game of Thrones.
Josh just said that.
Said that.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
I know. I'm just throwing shit out there. So that was one of his more final roles. He only had like one or two others after that, I think. So yes, unfortunately. So all of our best to the friends and family of Max von Sydow, but you will be missed, buddy. And iconic. Put one of his movies in and enjoy yourself for the night. So, next topic, gentlemen. I'm gonna move on. Pet Sematary. The original Pet Sematary movie is being screened at the actual filming location for the Pet Sematary in the original movie in Ellsworth, Maine.
Fuck, these are so cool. Like, I just found out about this when you were telling me about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and the fact that they do this is so fucking cool.
So this is the same group that's doing this one?
I don't know, but it's the same concept.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Well, didn't they already do something similar to this with Friday the 13th, having it at the shooting
The camp.
location?
Yeah,
At the
probably.
camp?
Yeah, they've been doing that. Was Adrian King was on set or on location for like a screening of the movie, and they had like a camp out and shit like this, and they do that kind of stuff all the time. And the group that we were talking about before that did the Texas Chainsaw Massacre one, or is doing the Texas Chainsaw Massacre one, did one at the Jason Lives camp. So they were doing Jason Lives at the Lives camp, stuff like that. So this kind of shit's happening all over the place, and it's great. We
reading an
might need to
article
do
a
a
while
Nova
ago.
Scotia one at in Sydney
Yeah.
Mines.
That'd be cool. I was reading an article a while ago about a camp that does like a 3-night retreat that's like Friday the 13th themed, like those themed cruises you go on. So you just go to camp and they treat you as if you're a fucking like a camp goer to Camp Crystal Lake, and there's a guy dressed as Jason that fucking torments you all night.
Totally
Be amazing.
Down. Totally down. We need to set up a Kickstarter and have all three of us funded to go.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Send us to camp.
There is a camp that I went to last summer or last fall there for my brother's wedding, and it is Camp Crystal Lake. Like, it's so fucking eerie.
Oh,
how it
I
just
remember the
hasn't
pictures.
changed.
You sent us a bunch of pictures and shit.
Yeah, like it's straight out of like just a camp from the '80s.
Where
And
was
they are
it?
missing out so badly in October. Like, they're already closed. They closed their season in like September.
But like
They
where?
are missing out so bad. They could be fucking. It's in Annapolis. They yeah, they're missing a huge potential to do a fucking horror event there.
Oh, most likely. See, I like some of those camps. There's like an old Boy Scout camp that's down by where David's in-laws live, down on one of the lakes up there, and we used to go walking around that in the fall and stuff like this because it was just creepy as shit. There was like an old dilapidated house that was behind the camp and all kinds of shit, and it looked straight out of a fucking horror movie. It was fun.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so they're going to be holding one of these screenings, and this is just the continuous thing that always happens, but we can't fucking go to these things because they're going to be in Maine. But
Maine's not that far.
it's not that
Yeah,
far.
we could go.
We could.
It's not like fucking Texas or something. Maine's pretty close.
Yeah, but I would almost rather go to Texas. But that's just me. Oh well. All right, gentlemen. Resident Evil 3. New details have emerged thanks to the online Xbox magazine. Josh, you wanted to bring up this topic.
Yeah, so I was reading. So similar to how Mr. X in the remake fucking torments you and follows you around, I guess they made the Nemesis fucking relentless. Like, he is going to
Shit.
stalk you and make you shit your pants when you're playing this game. And apparently, based on what I was reading, they said at the difficulty setting, if you're playing on the highest difficulty, he can break into safe rooms. So there's literally no
What?
safe.
That's not fair.
Oh, if you're playing on the highest difficulty.
It's not fair. The safe room, especially in a high difficulty, the safe room is the safe room.
So
Should be the
imagine
lowest difficulty.
getting 2 hours into the highest difficulty using only your fucking knife and handgun because you're going for that sweet, sweet S rating, and you do a save file, and as soon as you save, the Nemesis bursts in and blows your fucking face up with a rocket launcher, and your save file is now that for the rest of your life.
That's amazing.
No,
But yeah,
it's not.
Yeah, like, whoever designed this stalking feature, it really fucks with you. Like, when I played the RA2 remake, like, you're constantly in fear of, okay, I gotta go do this puzzle, but I have to also be cautious of what I'm doing so that the Nemesis doesn't burst through the door.
Oh, the Mr. X
Which
guy.
is
Yeah.
Mr. X in the first one, but the Nemesis is what they're focusing on the third one.
Yeah.
Which is the feeling they wanted in the original PlayStation, that, he could be behind any door, lurking in the hallway, busting through walls. They just didn't have that ability, so pretty
Frick.
freaky.
That is pretty freaky. Oh, I was never a huge fan of Nemesis, actually, when it first came out. It was not my favorite game by any means for the Resident Evil series. I actually much preferred Part 2 anyway. But I haven't even played the remake. It's well worth it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
It's funny, besides 7, which is probably my favorite Resident Evil ever,
Mhm.
like both, gameplay experience, horror experience, the fact that I played it in VR. Growing up, besides 1 and 2, which were the best,
Yep.
I wasn't a big fan of 3, but 4, man, I loved
4 is next level.
I loved 4.
There was
loved
like
4.
an 8-year gap in between 3 and 4 too, right?
Yeah.
4 was good, but I never had a system that played it originally, so I actually didn't get to it till
Of course
later.
you didn't.
And
Just kidding, Adam.
I actually went straight from 3 to 5, and I never understood the hate that 5 got. I thought 5 was great.
Nah,
It was
6
okay.
6
just a
sucked.
bad 4.
Yeah, 5 is a bad 4, and 6 is just
Garbage.
Not even worth turning on.
No, I bought it for like
7?
$5.
oh.
Oh yeah, 7. And I
I
can't wait
hope
for it.
I hope 8 has the VR capability as well.
Yeah.
Because, like I
I
said,
hope the remake of 3 does as well. There'd be a cool
That's
VR with a Nemesis chasing you. Like,
that's
that
a
would be
true
amazing.
shit your pants experience, man.
Imagine just being there at the typewriter saving and fucking poof into the door where rocks the Nemesis. Fuck.
Yeah, no.
fuck.
I can just feel it.
Kind of
I think
shit is
my
that?
favorite Resident Evil is Resident Evil Director's Cut on the PlayStation, though. Those, like, scenes that they film with live action.
Yeah.
Oh, I love those. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
And the fucking cheesy lines from Barry. You
It's
almost became a
blood.
Jill sandwich.
It's blood. All right, guys. Open floor. Topics. Tim, you said you might have something to talk about.
I got nothing.
Okay, then Tim's
I got
nothing.
nothing. Yeah, like I mean, anything that I did have, we've already talked about.
Nice. Josh, anything to add?
No, that's it, man.
All right. So good topics of conversation tonight, everybody, and well, we're going on about 46 minutes or so live, so I think that's about time that we wrap it up anyway. So, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure, and until next time, everybody, please like, subscribe, share the shit out of our links, check us out on YouTube, check us out on Facebook, leave some comments, leave some feedback. What movies do you guys want to see us talk about? Anything, because we are going to be, setting up a little schedule for ourselves to record some films, or some film reviews. So check us out, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, like I just said, and don't forget to check us out on Patreon. Open up your hearts and your wallets, and check us out on all the major podcasting systems: Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, and everything else. And
Say check out one more time.
check us
Check-
out.
Check us out.
Check
one
out our
more
Facebook live feed. Oh wait,
Check us
Adam
out.
broke it.
time. Zing!
Zing!
All right, fuckers. All right, until next time, Tim
Too spooky, everybody.
and Josh.
May the power of Christ compel you.
All right.
Nice.
Have a good night, everybody. See you next time.
Nah.
Night.